Interracial dating continues to be a hot topic in 2022. And of course, the passport bros reign supreme as the number one catalyst and movers and shakers of this sort of content across Black social media. And now we have Black men who tend to be a little disgruntled in Black America. So what they are doing is what most people do when they're disgruntled in their own community. They either do one or two things. They, one, leave the country, which is the passport bros, or you have some of the brothers that stay inside of the country, or both, and they're looking to deal almost exclusively with non-Black women. And in this particular case, there is a usual suspect that we're going to be discussing today. And as you guys may have known, her video about the Black passport bros went very much viral all across social media. This particular lady even called Black men in passport bros dusty. And yeah, if you didn't know who she was, it is KK31387 Kimchi Karen. Now, let me kind of start off by saying this, okay? This is a woman who is South Korean, but she is raised by her own admittance by white women. So by looking at her, she looks like an Asian woman who, might be submissive. But I want you to hear some of the things that she's going to say. And so we're going to come back.
Okay, first of all, if you think that I'm bothering passport bros, the only way something can bother you is if you let it. And I know you think it doesn't affect me, but the reason it does is because these same men who say things like this, who have yellow fever, who, oh, I love Asian women, whatever, it's because they either fetishize them or they associate, like many of these passport bros do, they associate Asian women with having more traditional values and beliefs and being more nurturing and feminine and the kind of woman that they approach. Because my outward appearance, I'm Asian, and they associate my appearance with having those traditional feminine values or whatever they say. I'm adopted, like I've said many times. I have been in the United States since I was 4 months old, even though I was born in South Korea. My family is American. I grew up in the small town Midwest around all white people. So I have zero association with anything related to Korean or any Asian culture. I don't know anything about it. And I also have a naturally very masculine personality, and it's not a result of my upbringing. It's just who I am as a person. And so when these guys approach me, they have these expectations that I'm going to be submissive and I'm nurturing and I'm traditional and I want to take care of them and serve them. Bitch, I don't. I don't want to take care of anyone. And I said that the other night. I've taken care of people my entire adult life. I don't want to take care of anyone necessarily anymore. And I have a masculine personality. It's why I'm good at my career. It's why I'm a good leader. And a lot of men don't like that, and they don't expect it from me. So then they get a bad taste in their mouth because they had a certain expectation of me because of my outward appearance. And when I don't meet that expectation, then they're mad. And then that's when they make the declaration that they're going to be a passport bro and go to Asia and find a traditional wife or whatever, thinking that these women also aren't individuals who have their own personalities, whether that culture upholds what their beliefs are or not. These women might put on a show, but at the end of the day, if her natural personality is to be more of a leader and be more masculine, it's going to come out eventually. You can't just expect 100% of the women in a certain country or culture to act what you expect. So long story short, I'm the type of woman that's the last stop before they make loud declarations that they're going to go to Asia when their feet have never been more than 5 feet off the ground when they had to go do the jump test in PE class when they were in 6th grade. Keep seeing comments like these on my video, basically to question the authenticity of my interactions with Black men. And I'm really starting to wonder, have you guys ever been anywhere outside of your hometown? I don't say this to be rude, but I'm questioning people's knowledge of geography because there are a lot of large metros in the Midwest United States, including Chicago, St. Louis, Minneapolis, Milwaukee, Columbus, Cincinnati, Des Moines. They're not as big as New York or LA, but they are still large enough to have diverse populations, and they do. And if you attend a public university in any of these metros, they have diverse student bodies, including international students. And if you still don't believe me, I haven't even lived in the Midwest since 2017. I've lived in Florida for more than 5 years. And if you still don't want to believe me, The past 10 years of my career have been spent in international sales and marketing with focus on the Americas. So I've traveled all throughout the United States, Canada, Mexico, and the Caribbean. So in all reality, I've probably met and encountered a lot more diverse populations than most of the commenters have. And I'm not trying to be condescending, but it's almost like you guys want to do anything to invalidate my experiences to prove a narrative, but I'm telling you that you're incorrect.
So I think here's the situation that she's uncovering. Black men who might be disgruntled with black women also going over to Asian women would believe that because a woman is Asian, that she is a feminine woman. Now, for those brothers who are in the real passport bros, and if you ever ask them, are they going to bring women back to America? They'll always tell you no. And the reason why they say no is because they don't want the woman to get involved in the feminist mindset. That's what they say. But now listening to this woman, clearly she's saying that I'm not going to be submissive to any man just because you think that I'm Asian or Southeast Asian or South Korean. If you base it on that, you're going to be in a big surprise because I'm not going to submit to you. I have a masculine mindset. And so I think what a lot of guys, and I've seen this, I've seen some brothers who date interracial in America. And what they will say is, you know what? As far as dating interracial in America, I'm going to deal with women who are not black. Okay. And we saw that with the guy from Miami, the Submissive guy. He ended up getting with that Instagram OnlyFans model who was white. And she was nothing. She was the complete antithesis of being feminine. So much so that lady deleted him, right? We know the story of what happened with Mr. Submissive. But now in this case, a lot of men, will look at an Asian woman or look at a white woman, and then you believe that just because that woman is white or Asian, that she's submissive. No, she's still from America. That same trend is in their mind. Now, maybe not as disrespectful as you may perceive or you may have witnessed with certain sisters in our community. That might be different. But as far as being the sort of submissive woman that you're looking for, a lot of these women in America are not looking to necessarily do that just because they're white or just because they're Asian. So I just think that what you see is that some women, because they have parents in their life, may be more prone to be more submissive, but it doesn't matter. For example, if you were to come, let's say, to the continent of Africa, countries like Uganda, for an example, they're known for having, I talk to some people from Kenya, and people from Kenya and men from Kenya say all the time, women from Uganda are just the most submissive, right? And then I talked to some brothers who've been to Kenya and Uganda, and they can't really tell a difference between the two. But, Kenyan men would prefer Ugandan women because based on submissiveness. But Kenyan women are not all submissive, bro. Like, even overseas, you're not going to find, even Uganda, you have women who have their own mind. They may not be as forthcoming or aggressive as a woman from, America or anything like that. But as far as submitting just because she can, no, she's not. And I think that what guys have to understand is submission from a woman. I believe that overseas definitely is going to be trained. But usually, and it's something that a lot of brothers don't want to understand, a woman has to be, there's certain things that you got to do to get that submission from a woman. Now, I know what guys are going to say. Well, these women submit to Pookie and Ray Ray in the bed. These guys are not in the bedroom. These guys are not being taken care of. What happens is they're being taken care of in the bedroom, but these women don't submit to them. They don't have any respect for them. I think that the case that a lot of guys have to be is realize, hey, I have to be a man regardless of who the woman is. If the woman is Asian, I'm going to be a man. If the woman is black, I'm going to be a man. I'm going to do what a man does in the traditional terms that require a woman to submit to me. And there is no cheat code for the fact that that woman is Asian or that woman is white, because you see a lot of brothers getting, destroyed. And I'm talking about embarrassed by women that are non-black just because you believe that that person is white and submissive. And that is, for me, it is the wrong idea and the wrong way to go about things. But Guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe, hit the bell. We're out.